Hi guys, Andy here. When I do my device reviews, I try to not only give my opinion on what I'm using, but also try and give you the facts, give you the evidence, let you make your own decisions. I'll show you video comparisons, I'll show you benchmark comparisons. I use my sound meter to record the level of volume from the speaker. But one of the most important factors of devices these days is the battery. And I've only ever really been able to kind of give you a, yeah, it seems pretty good, yeah, this is very good, or never anything really quite factual. So what I'm going to attempt to do is give you some factual information. So I devised a bit of a test. I've taken what's probably one of my bigger videos, which is the beginner's guide. It's 37 minutes and 30 something seconds. I've encoded it down to make it easier for me to stick onto devices, but basically I'll play that using VLC player for Android with sound off, because it'll just drive me nuts otherwise. But first of all, once through with the brightness on full, and then a second time through with brightness as dull as possible, as low as possible. The device itself will be charged up to its maximum. Wi-Fi will be on. It's set up as I would use it, all of them, because I'm doing multiple devices today. So it will still be doing syncing and things like that. I decided to leave that on there to try and stress the battery as much as we can, I suppose, in some ways. Sound is down, brightness up, brightness low, played it through twice. So it will take about an hour and a quarter, an hour and 20, and after that we'll check what the battery levels are at. Let's hope it works.
So I'm testing today basically all the phones that I own: Moto G, the Nexus 5, the Note 4, the OnePlus 1, the Nexus 6. They're ordered in age range from left to right. Then I'll pop in the bottom there the battery sizes. So obviously you can see the three on the right being the three big hitters, all above 3000 milliamp hours. What will be interesting though is if we switch to have a look at the screen sizes, is the Note 4 and the Nexus 6 obviously are running 1440p screens. So I'm looking forward to see what the OnePlus 1 can do with its 1080p screen, but its 3000 milliamp hour battery. Obviously the Moto G is a reasonable battery on a 720p, that could be interesting too. So we'll kick things off by, I'll get everything set up, I install VLC, I've downloaded my movie clip all ready to go. I get all of their brightnesses set up to maximum. And once I've done this, I actually turn them all off and plug them back in again to charging to make sure they're all fully charged before I begin the test. So then we get ourselves, I'm booted back up, everything's Wi-Fi is on. I find my video and just kick things off basically. I'll try and find my video, there we go. Then, and we'll just speed this up a little bit, I get them all into landscape mode to make sure they're all using all of their pixels, and I turn the volume down because, to be honest, 5 of them, with me talking for the next hour and a quarter, would drive me nuts. So there we go, they're all into landscape. They're all playing good and proper. Obviously I won't bother, you don't need to watch the next hour and a quarter. If I didn't watch the next hour and a quarter, I went off and did stuff. But we'll come back as we change them over to the dimmer settings. So here we go, you might have just seen the OnePlus 1 and the Nexus 6 finishing their videos. Now it's time to drop them all down to the lowest brightness setting possible. I actually thought the Moto G had like crashed or turned itself off, it was that dark. Look at it compared to the Nexus 5 there. Just get speed up a little bit, you don't need to see it. Now at this point I've got my lamps on, which means that when they are dim screens, it's almost not visible. That was the problem with the Moto G. Whoops, started the wrong video on the Note 4. Get the camera back into its correct position. Get them all back into landscape mode. Again, a couple more problems with the Note 4. There we go, we're back in action. So you can see there the difference in the brightnesses. The Note 4 and the Moto G look a lot darker, the OnePlus 1 a little darker, and both the Nexuses look quite bright. I've included here a bit of footage where I turned my lamps out and filmed it. So you can see the video is a little bit grainy because it's the actual lighting conditions are quite low, but it means you can see them all. And this is a bit more like it would be if you were laying in bed, for example. And the Nexus 5 still look brighter, but they all look a lot more alike. Now we skip right ahead to the end. The credits rolling on the Moto G and the Nexus 5 look. And I have to admit, I'm slightly excited to see the results. So here we go, let's see what the if we can see the screen, what the Moto G scored, and if it'll focus, 86% for the Moto G, the first gen version, the 2013. I have no point of reference at this stage, so the Nexus 5 can't compete at 82%. It doesn't surprise me. I would definitely have said the Moto G had a better battery. Is that finished? Yeah, it's finished. Now if we can see the screen, if I can find in settings, 90% for the Note 4. Possibly one of the favourites alongside this, the OnePlus One. What does the OnePlus One score? So we can see 84. That does surprise me. I would probably have had money on the OnePlus One winning. And it's not even beat the Moto G. Well, the Moto G does have a good battery. And the Nexus 6, 88%. Again, that does surprise me. I have had some varying results for the Nexus 6, shall we say, where I have had to charge it at work, which I've not had to do with any phone for a long, long time. I mean, I was hammering it, and it was only day 3. So the OnePlus One is a big surprise for me because I didn't expect that to be that low. I thought that would be the best out of all of them. In my use, it seemed to be the best. Now, obviously, this is just one type of test. Actual use and standby time is fairly critical, and I'm not really testing that at this point. I could have put them all in a cupboard for 8 hours, but I'm just not that patient. And the Nexus 6, that's a nice, pleasant surprise. I hadn't expected that to score so well. Certainly encouraging for that device. So there we go. I'll try and do this with future devices that I obtain. I hope it's been of use to you. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.